Etienne, thank you very much for being here. Let's go straight to the point. What are your views on the office market as an end user? What could you say about that?
Hi, Gustavo. It's a pleasure to be with you today. So I'm Etienne Huret. I'm leading Natixis in Portugal. And in Natixis in Portugal, we are approximately today 2,500 people in Porto. And we have a ratio of presence in the office approximately of 50%, which means that I have only 1,200 seats for approximately 2,500 employees. And I think that since COVID, it has started a little bit before COVID, but of course, since the pandemic, the office market has totally changed. And in our company, so Natixis is a bank, we are an investment bank and we are an asset manager, and we are working all over the world. In Porto, we have back office activities, we have operation activity, we have IT as well, programming activities. We are offering an hybrid model of work, which is very useful for our employee because they can work. They have the obligation basically to come 1 day per week at the office.
1 day.
1 day per week at the office, but they don't choose the day. Their team leader, their team manager,
right.
the team choose the day. And what I request to my team is that 1 day per week, the entire team together is at the office. So which means that if you are a team of 15 or 20 people, those 15 or 20 people are at the office, can be on Monday, can be on Tuesday, can be on Wednesday, and so on and so forth. But so you create the team spirit, you create that connection between the people at least 1 day per week at the office. What does it mean? It means that, and we realize that in the last 4 or 5 years, it means that there is task for which you need to be alone, you need to be focused, you need to be concentrated on within your application, within your day-to-day, when you are coding, when you are designing, when you are thinking of a new feature, when you are testing a new product. You can be alone, you can be really focusing in your bubble with your big screen and with your applications. But there is many other activity on the day-to-day for which you need to be interacting with the others. And so what we really need to think when we are shifting from a full working day at the office to something which is hybrid is what is better to do at home when you are focused and what is better to do at the office when you are together. And that's what we really need to think. What are the activities for which there is really an added value to be all together? So typically, creative thinking, innovation, when you are challenging one to another, trying to do some problem-solving session. That makes sense to be together and to be together at the office. At the opposite, as I said, when you are at home, you do something else. And you do something where you have to focus and where you are more alone, such as coding.
And before COVID, was it hybrid? 2 days from home and 3 days in the office? How was it before?
So before COVID, I experimented personally since 2016-17. I was in that bank. We were a little bit avant-garde, and so we experimented from 2016 the fact that we were able to work 1 day per week at home. It was 1 day per week. And at that point of time, we had no question of should it be the full team, not the team. No, because it was only 1 day per week. So we were completely sure that at least 3-4 days per week, you would be anyway crossing your colleagues at the office. And so we were not even thinking about what is better to do at home, what is better to do at the office. That was not at all the question. When suddenly during 6 months or a few months, everybody was working from home, then we realized, but there is things which were extremely well from home. That makes sense. And when we realized that that there is other things for which it's so better, it's so nicer to be just face to face. And so this is when we started to think about that. And as soon as you realize that, then you organize the work differently. And then when you are coming to the office, there is a purpose. You organize specifically that day when you come to the office with your entire team. You do something which is special. And that's key. That's fundamental.
Understand. And a final question. Do you see this 1 day from home, from the office and 4 days from home is the right balance for your organization at the moment? Or do you think that maybe in the future you might change that?
So what happened is today, as I said, we have 1 mandatory day per week at the office, but as an average, I have 50% of my staff coming. Everybody is coming 2 to 3 days. As an average, people are coming 2 to 3 days at the office. So there is the 20% of the guys who are willing to come every day. There is 20% of the guys who wish not to come at all, but they are obliged to come 1 day per week. But they wish, I don't need to see you anyway. And there is 60% of the staff who are very happy to come sometimes 2 days per week at the office, sometimes 3 days per week at the office, but they don't feel the need to come every day at the office. So we have that classical bell curve. So today, for approximately 2,500 people and approximately 1,250 seats, I have a 80 to 85% occupation ratio at the office, which I am extremely proud. So then I can notice that it's not exactly the same pattern. Of course, on Monday, I am approximately at 65% occupation. Mm-hmm. On Friday, I am at 50% occupation. And on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I am at between 80 to 90% occupation.
What about office design, the way they space it?
It's totally different.
Totally different?
Yes, it's different. So we have part of the office where, we have those long linear of desk and, as it was designed in the 2010s or even in the early 2000s, we have the long linear of desk, we have those big screen and people are working there. But then I realized to achieve the purpose that we were talking about, right? That collaboration, that creating empathy between the people, we need to think differently. And so what we did is that we created a concept of villages.
All right.
And that concept of villages, it's a place where you can work with a desk, where you can work, of course, but there is as well a place in that villages where you can design, where you can think together, when you can, where you are not sitting on a chair, where you are sitting, you can sit on the floor, you can sit on a small amphitheater, where you can. So the space are designed to promote interaction, to foster interaction. And you have as well, for each and every villages, you have a coffee shop, but the coffee, it's not a press button coffee. It's a French press or it's an Italian coffee. And so when you are making some coffee, you do it for 6 people. So, I'm making some coffee. And so you ask your colleagues, by the way, I'm doing some coffee. Anybody wants some coffee? And then you make coffee for 5-6 people. I have even a villages, which is Brooklyn, where I have a fridge. And in that fridge, I have eggs, milk, flowers. And so I can do pancake every morning. I'm changing the milk and the eggs and so on and so forth. And so you can do pancake. And I'm at the office and hey guys, anybody want some pancakes? And then we spend 25 minutes on making pancakes and having some good time together. Because we are completely shifting the purpose actually. At home, it's to focus. At the office, it's to be together.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Etienne.
Appreciate it. It was a great moment. Thank you.